This is what all the fuss is about. Bow.
You've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it.
The affiliates present
Trendsetter
live with Trendsetter Sense.
My God, DJ Scream, man. How you feeling?
Man. Blessed day to you. How everything going?
Everything is wonderful, man. It's definitely pleasure to have you on my show, man. It's called Dollars and Cents. Pun intended. My name, Trendsetter Sense. And I just like to talk to good brothers like yourself. Of course we associates in the music business, but we talk even beyond that. Like, we have real heart to hearts. And man, you've always helped me. You always we give each other brotherly advice outside of that, man. So I get it. I talk about the business behind things, philosophies behind things, and that's just the whole take on Dollars and Cents. So, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Scream, the world famous DJ Scream. He's in the building, man. I want to get started and just talk about the evolution of DJ Scream, man. Growing up in Atlanta, what molded you as a teenager going in? We're gonna get into the Tuskegee thing, and then just in the teenage days, like just what was Atlanta like? Tell me just how your youth was.
Man, for me, first off, I'll say, man, I fell in love with the culture of what we, hip hop and music real young, man. I used to listen to and you'll connect with some of this like 88.5, what I'm saying? Back when
Georgia State.
There was no Atlanta radio. Like there was Nabs on V103 at a certain point. I think he had the first, if I'm not mistaken, like mix show, you know what I mean? But you had to tune to the left to 88.5, 89.3, 91.1, stuff like that to even get hip hop. And then my people from New York, because I had spent some time living in New York, would mail me like Stretch and Bobbito tapes and mail me. So I had to wait. Like I was waiting for my Source magazine, my Stretch and Bobbito tapes, and listening to 88.5. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you got your fix, because at the time you might hear some Booty Shake on V103. But you know what I mean? And then I remember the first day I was able to go into a legendary Atlanta spot, Earwax, shouts to Jazz.
Of course, the one on Peachtree.
Yeah, the original before they made it the old visions and all that. And, man, I just fell in love with it. It was something about like being around like vinyl and being around turntables that, I felt like I was in the right place. Obviously, I'm a tall brother, so everybody's family's trying to push me on the court, but I was like, I don't feel comfortable out here. Like, I don't love it. I like sports,
right? But
I love watching sports,
right?
Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like anything you do, you got to be dedicated to the process. So just coming up with that, man. My dream at that time, as Shorty, one day I'm gonna DJ on 88.5.
Really?
That was it. That's all it was. I used to listen to JC everywhere. One day they gonna let me up. I'm gonna be good enough to be on there. That was the goal.
That was
when
it.
You're younger, your goals change. That was just that. When I cracked like 15 years old, I started to get into turntablism. You know what I'm saying? Because you had your Clevers and your Crazies and all these people going crazy. So that's when I kind of I became a little more of a recluse, because it went from just DJing, trying to do dope mixes and shit, to turntablism, which is you on your turntables.
Right.
10 hours a day.
Right.
I remember getting into a battle. I think it's the Somber Reptile. You know what I mean? Laura was there. Public Enemy's DJ watched me.
Wait, you went up against? You went up?
He didn't just watch me. He watched everybody. So, fairness, he watched everybody. It wasn't one-on-one.
The Somber Reptile off of Northside.
Let me tell you this crazy story. He knows this. I go to the Somber Reptile, me and my partner. We used to kind of keep it on as like vinyl, bags, headphones, needles, just because we was on some other. Somebody gonna let us on, right? So I go. I see a brother with some long dreads to his waist. You know what I'm saying? And he's DJing, and I overhear him like, damn, I forgot a bunch of stuff at home, my headphones, with this and that, right? So his name was, I was like, yo, I DJ, because it was early, Somber Reptile was early. So He was Bahamadia DJ at the time, I think. His name is DJ Drama. Right? So Drama has to run, go get the joint. I'm like, yo, I can figure it out to you, because he was like, I don't want to just go blank. So here I am DJing with I think I had my needles, no headphones, something like that. Wow. While Drama made his run. That's why I met DJ Drama when I was like, I don't know, I had to be like 19, 20 years old. We exchanged numbers. He was DJing for, I believe, I think it was Bahamadia, right?
Yeah, he was
Bahamadia at the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I used to hang out in all those spots. So I know your dramas from back then. I remember when Don Cannon was Donnie Brasco. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I actually met you last, but I remember seeing your face too. I didn't know you. But I used to be at the Clark Atlanta sitting there like, somebody don't let me on. Like, it was like, somebody's gonna let us on, right? And I used to just be at all the spots. Summer Reptiles, the Clark Atlanta parties. What's the joint they used to do on the rooftop? I think it was Out of Control or something like that. I remember when AG and Tim was throwing like loft parties.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was like loft parties with like paper flyers. Like his team, people was out there, paper flyers. I remember the original SO.
Yeah.
Shakim Mars, Doc upstairs.
Empress Cersei.
Jelly downstairs, Cersei. You know what I'm saying? DJ Doc, reggae set.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? So
classic Atlanta.
I just lived it, man. You know what I'm saying? I lived every aspect of it. And I think there was two sides of me coming up. There was that tenacity and that fire of somebody gonna let me on.
Right.
But there was also that love of I celebrated people I didn't even know. Like if they did something dope. I remember the first mixtapes y'all was putting out as affiliates, and I was just happy like that the culture is here. Of course, like Jelly had
Jelly and Monte had it on Smash.
They monopolized it for so many years, but I saluted them. But it was as a student of it, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to your Wu Kids, your Clues, and your Michael Watts and all this other stuff too. So on my head, I was always thinking like, I think this mixtape shit can be big down here in my head.
Okay.
And then I woke up and y'all had kind of started. So I was like, oh, wow, they started. You know,
we started before you did?
Well, I was in college at Tuskegee. So I was doing the mixtapes.
Right.
But they were really party mixtapes.
Okay.
So my idea was when I get back home, I want to do something different. Because I don't want to be like Jelly's got this on Smash. You know what I'm saying? So when I get back home, by the time I get back home, I go to Tape Masters.
Tape Masters.
Here's Gangsta Grills like part 2 or 1 or something. I'm like,
oh wow.
Wow. It was right at the time. The hottest street tapes in the city was Gangsta Grills, Drum, and Black Bill Gates King shit. And I remember Tape Masters saying these joints is selling out because they were different. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out my man Marco, Tape Master.
Shout out to Marco, man.
The flea market downtown.
Shout out my brother Major Inspiration too, because he would tell me if I had a whack tape. Shout out to Hassan from Fat Gear.
Fat Gear, Hassan.
Shout out to Hassan, that's the OG. I give him a tape, he'll call me back, come pick this shit up, it's whack. This shit whack.
Also, shout out to my homies down in Riverdale. What's
DBS.
DBS.
Oh, for sure.
Gotta shout them
homie on Peachtree too, Rick Funk Shop.
Oh yeah, Funk Shop, of course.
Major units. Units. You know the talk. Major units.
Yes. That was the whole mixtape culture right there, man. So okay, you in Tuskegee, man. So basically you saying like you didn't really get into the whole mixtape scene until you came back to Atlanta?
Yeah, listen, bro, I didn't even know how to get to a CD duplicator. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in Tuskegee, I had like a basic CD dubber, but it took like an hour to dub each. So what I'm gonna do? 10 CDs. I'm making 10 CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even have the access down there. So I was still doing some live joints on CDs, and I would, pass out a few, sell a few or whatever, but I didn't have the access. I'm trying to finish college. You know how that is. So when I got back, instantly, I'm just around. I'm going to Earwax. I'm going everywhere, just trying to figure out what was going on. I remember my first gig. Salute to Talib Shabazz and Pastor Troy. It was the DSGB Lounge on Fulton Industrial. Every time I see Troy, he'd be like, "Boy, you came a long way from that beat up Ford Taurus and in the DSGB Lounge." You know what I'm saying? So then for me, I remember the day I had to make a choice between being a manager at a car rental place, enterprise, right? They were gonna hire me as a manager, or going on tour with Montel Jordan. I literally had to make that choice. I had no money. I'm talking about not $20. I had no money. Like, let me borrow some money. You know what I'm saying?
That was my
And
next question. The Montel Jordan situation.
what it was is, for me, I was like, yeah, I can go get this comfortable job,
Mm.
right, and not be happy. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But I'm gonna go see what this, because a lot of people get it wrong. Like when you go on tour, depending on your situation, especially, so I'm new. This is my first tour. You're a band member, so not to knock a band member, but you get paid like a band member.
Right.
So even if you getting a nice whatever, on the road, you might want to get some food. You
Oh,
might
yeah.
want to get some kicks, clothes. You might get the party in.
Yep.
You might just want to take a flight home early. You might miss your flight. You might like all type of stuff happens. So that was a good trade-off. It was enough for me to kind of survive a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
family's still on my neck. What are you doing? You got a whole degree. You got 100,000 worth of student loans, and you out here thinking you finna DJ? You better pay these. What you doing? So I learned from that. Came home, was still respectably kind of broke, but I didn't feel like broke because I had learned so much on that tour. You know what I'm saying? You remember I used to do the tours, like the promo tours for your album? You jump on the bus, you don't come home for 30, 45 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned so much.
So what time period of this was for Montel Jordan? You was doing This Is
That
How
was
We Do It.
old. That was old. No,
Let's Ride.
No, this is when he was on Koch Records. He had made those hits, and he had put out a new album called, I think it was Life After Death.
Mm.
And he didn't necessarily have, like, he had some good music on there, but those big hits had passed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is 03, 04. I get back. I go straight to Guitar Center. I get a job at Guitar Center because I gotta have more than $20.
I did not know that.
I worked at Guitar Center for 2 years. I sold, name on Brian Michael Cox, Mr. College Park. Everybody used to come in there. They didn't even know who or what. And then at the last tail end, the last couple months, I was like, man, I'm gonna start telling people I DJ, because damn it, I'm gonna start telling them. So I start telling them, and then I started just passing on my mixtapes. I think one of them had hit me back. It could have been Tune College Park. Somebody was like, yo, bro, you dope. What are you doing here? You need to go and just figure it out. And then that's the time I reconnected with my brother Rip.
Rip.
We was throwing big high school parties over at the Atrium. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Wallow. Shout out to Smurf, all them.
Mm.
And those were the parties where Nuck If You Buck and Head Buster and Never
Mm.
and all those records were broke. I had a mixtape series, Only the Crunk Survive. So I would put all these records on one CD, and they would just fly. By the time we couldn't even keep up with the bootleggers, like by the time we put them on the block, because it was unique, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just straight crunk for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Just that was the vibe then. And eventually that led to, you know what I'm saying, me and Rip and the homies, forming Hood Rich.
Hood Rich. That's
Hood Rich Entertainment. Yep.
It's funny, man. I got my questions lined up, and then you just go chronologically.
Yes.
Chronologically,
and come to me as it come to me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hood Rich comes together, but before we even get into Hood Rich, I got a question for you, man, because you said you talked about that mixtape series. Like, did you know? Like you said, you featured Nuck If You Buck, and you in certain records that was representing of that era. Did you know this was like you put your A&R hat on, and you would like?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, did I know that when these kids came up and basically forced me to play that record, that it was gonna be what it was today? Absolutely not. I know it was a hit. Yeah, I think at a certain point as a DJ, after you DJ long enough, you're like, oh, this is a hit. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know it was gonna be a timeless hit. It was blessing. I tell a lot of people it's the blessings in the space you in, because after the East Side, a lot of the clubs had closed down due to whatever. I went over to the West Side, which is unheard of. You from Atlanta, it's like I'm going from like the East Side to Bankhead, right?
Right.
And tell them I'm from the East Side. Like, that's not, you don't do that, right?
I didn't know you was from the East Side.
From the East Side, Cedar Grove High School, for sure.
Okay, all right.
So I go over to the West Side to a spot called the Pool Palace on Bankhead, right?
Of course.
So I go, and I'm a little like, oh man, I'm on the West Side. Like, this might not be smart. But they showed so much love. The first person I met was Moot B and Fabo. They showed so much love. I was handing out my mixtapes. Like, yo, you got to keep coming to West Side Wednesdays, bro. You got to take our West Side music to the East Side. Let them know what's up. We making hits.
Wow.
That's what I only the Crux Survive started to have snap music on it. Front Street Woe and all this.
Wow.
I was showing them love, and they was getting calls like, man, they over there on the East Side fucking with us. Like, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look out for you. So Low was locked up at the time, but I would go to the studio D4L 2610, grab some exclusives, put them on a mixtape,
Okay.
and eventually, I think Bet You Can't Do It Like Me kind of caught fire in the city. But I'm not gonna lie, there was a record that they gave me, and I had it early, but it's a record that they gave me, and when I heard Laffy Taffy, right,
Mm.
I remember saying, this record is so huge. And I'm telling them the same thing. They're like, man, we made that record in the like, well, that's easy. Like, we just fucking around. Laffy Taffy, Fabo doing what he do. Just a quick, man, you know, this record went on to break to this day. Ringtone Records
I remember.
shattered everything. So they show love. Honestly, I think D4L wanted T Rock to be their tour DJ.
Okay.
But you know, T Rock he ain't leaving Pool Palace. You don't leave the Pool Palace.
Right.
The next person in line was
DJ
let's
Scream.
get Scream. You know what I'm saying? And I toured the world with those brothers, man. That was
So
still my
that's how
family
the
to the day.
relationship. That's how the relationship formed.
That's how the relationship formed with D4L. Low was still incarcerated.
Mm.
And then they would always be talking about this guy Low. When Low comes home, I'm like, who's Low? Like, who's Low? And then Low came home. And like, oh, I get it. It's Low.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you, Hood Rich is already formed by this time?
Hood Rich is formed. We doing mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Rip is like on the road, off the road management for Crime Mob D4L. We building our alliances, you know, we saluted the homie. We fucked around with Jody Breeze a little bit. You know, it's Crime Mob D4L, Trailville, Trail Town. We did those mixtapes, Mac Breezy, just some joints. And somewhere in that space when I was on the road with them, I linked on MySpace with Soldier Boy.
Okay.
Which, to be honest, there's different levels of what like catapulted me, but that Soldier Boy was different. That's the first time. That's the first time I felt like I was no longer a local brand.
Okay.
The Soldier Boy mixtape, like,
okay,
you just need to do the mixtape, man, because I'm gonna have 1 million people listen to this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, and then.
So the DJ Scream official breakthrough mixtape was the Soldier Boy.
I gotta say the first level of it digitally that built me digitally, like online for sure, was Soldier Boy. Like there wasn't really resistance with Mix Unit. You know, I used to hear Mix Unit, yo, get my tapes. It wasn't really resistance with Mix Unit with these Soldier Boy tapes. A, because the cover was so crazy. Shouts to my brother, I'm really good. And B, it was just that was different. The Superman tape was different. But right after that was the Shawty Lo, I'm the Man, Volume 1. The difference was that was the first tape where, like, how I used to drive around and everybody's playing Trap or Die. Like, that was the first tape where everybody's playing fucking the Shawty Lo, and we're hearing the Hood Rich drops all over the city and all over it.
So that was the first hood certified mixtape.
That was the one that had the summer. That was when Low called me, man, these folks want to give me 10,000 to come rap, bro. Can't believe this shit. You folks talking about give me 10,000. I said, bro, go get it. There's more where that came from. We're gonna be 50. We're gonna put out another tape. We're gonna be 50.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
real story.
That's
real story.
That's classic shit right there, man. Boom. I'm thinking of so you got the Soldier Boy tape out, man. This whole the Shawty Lo mixtape is killing heavy in the street. So what's going on in Scream's mind? Like you like, are the ideas coming? Like, do you feel like what's
going on is I'm still broke. That's what's going on.
How?
I'm still broke, man, because you know how it goes, man. It's mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's not like you're in Best Buy. It's mixtapes. So we're still trying to figure it out. You know, we hustling, we figure it out. A very pivotal day was woke up and saw the headline like major mixtape bus at studio in Atlanta, and me and her were like, whoa.
2007. January.
We got a lot of CDs in this office. Whoa, right?
Yep.
So I remember us having a convo, and Rick was like, look, we're gonna do a tape and we're gonna salute them on the tape, because he was like, at the end of the day, like, this is almost like what you believe in. You know what I mean? We believe in this. Like, you're sending us plaques telling us you love us and you love this man and you love the affiliates or what they've done and with the artists they're broke, but then y'all gonna put handcuffs on them. It's just weird, right?
Yeah.
Then I called my lawyer. Did have access to a lawyer, right? Couldn't afford one yet, but had access to a lawyer. He was like, man, go. You know what I'm saying? Like, go. And he said, I believe they would be proud of that and everything. So we had those conversations. Like, we kept going. Like, we were the only people that would go at that time. And I'm talking about that week, and still go drop off joints to the stores. Like, we going. And we had free cannon and drum on the front, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went. We did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that made it tricky, but in the same time, it's crazy. It's like they busted, they did a mixtape raid, bust, whatever you want to call it, but it really made mixtapes huger than life.
It did. It definitely did.
So then now you have people, what's a mixtape? And now you have my aunties, are you doing that illegal mixtape stuff? Is that what you've been doing? You need to get a job. Like, so that's how it happened. But I'm not gonna lie. The honest point where I knew that my life had changed. So I went over to 2016. You know, I'm still doing my same thing. I'm not breaking the formula. I'm going to get exclusives from studios, hanging out with the artists and everything. I hear an unfinished record from Lo that he thought was all right. It's called They Know.
Oh.
So he's like, yeah, it sounds like some New York shit. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to finish it up. Let me get the snippet, because I just want to ride to it, Lo. Okay, I'll give you the snippet, man. Don't put that shit out. I ain't going to put it out, Lo. I put it out. So it's going crazy in the streets. It's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on radio at the time. It hit radio and whoop, whoop, whoop. It's going. And
so can we say DJ Scream officially broke They Know?
I would say I leaked it first for sure.
Okay. I
kind of let him know, like, I'm doing on. I said my verbiage to him is, I'm doing a mixtape, and I'm gonna test this record out. And he was kind of like, I don't even care. I'm getting my tennis show. You finna be getting a lot more than your tennis show. I'm thinking, like, this record is gone, right? So in that whole process, They Know is going, the CDs is going crazy. We're planning I'm the Man 2, the sequel. We planning it out. You know what I mean? And I literally remember being at the studio, just kicking it. I think I was drinking or something. And I heard this record that sent chills through my whole body.
Okay.
I'm talking about from when it dropped to the end of it.
Okay.
And it was done. At that point, I'm going to be completely honest. Our vibe was, man, you got Tip, Jeezy, and them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the family, and we respected it. Well, boy, Scream, Low, Rocco, and them. Because he was just talking to Rocco, and Rocco was like, I'm coming too. We coming. This summer, we coming. I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I felt the energy. So, but done, and obviously the controversy attached to it, I was like, it was one of those records afterwards. You're like, damn, you ain't say nothing. What you think? You ain't fucking with it? I'm like, that shit different. That shit shook the block up.
So let me ask you, Scream, when you heard that those famous bars, when you say you from the West Side,
yeah, I knew what it was.
It must be two sides.
I knew what it was, but listen, this is hip hop.
Okay.
I've always prepared myself for that. But see, I've always been intelligent. Anytime a DJ get hot, I call them and just show them love. I'm not your love. I'm just showing you love, bro. You got it. I'm telling you now before you even any of that. I would tell Tip to this day. That probably could have been, if a phone call would have happened, who knows? I don't know what they talked about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get deep into that. But you got to show love to who on the come up, because we all get hot. And then there's always a young next cat that's like me sitting there like somebody gonna let me on. You dig what I'm saying? So that's hip hop. I was like, yo, Low going for it. I respect it. It wasn't violence. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was like, I'm the West Side. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how you feel. Now, of course, it's the streets and music and, things happen, but I'm glad nothing ever crazy happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, this is it. And if niggas got to know, Low, he had it.
Mm.
He had the records. He came back with Foolish. It's you got one or two records. Came back with Foolish.
That's a 3-piece.
It's a 3-piece, one summer.
Mm.
10 is out the door since the 10 show is out the door. Now I'm starting to connect and get it because for me, we were just hustling tapes, but now they're calling me to book me for show. Now I'm feeling better because, okay, now I'm respectably making, some money that's respectable. Me and Rick, we're making respectable money. We're moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because before then we was still in it, like still in the trenches type shit. But yeah, I just knew that because that's when Busta Rhymes hit my phone. That's when Lil Wayne and them hit my phone to get on the Day No Reap. I was the key, the point. Like there was Johnny, and then they would call me on some DJ shit, like call screen, call screen, call screen, call screen. All of these people are hitting my phone, and we gonna have to do one too. It's like we need to get on that remix, and we gonna have to get one too. You know the wave. So I was like, wow, with all these contacts in my phone, there's no way. And then I heard Rocco. Then I knew Future was coming, and then I was like, yo, I could do mixtapes for the next. Is lined up because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I'm a part of some shit like these motherfuckers is hot. Like it's not just doing tapes like these. It's kind of like if you were Wu Kid in New York when he was around all that G Unit, like, bro, you gonna let me do 50 tape, then Lloyd, then fucking Mobb Deep, then fucking The Game, then I'm like, it's just rolling in. Then the homies from 3-6 call me, my brothers to this day, Juice and Pat and Paul called me. We gotta lock it. Like they loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just so proud of myself at that point because, and there's a lot of respect for Drum and what y'all built, but y'all respected us because we did it differently. See what I'm saying? If y'all use paperwork, we're gonna use somebody else. It was respect. Saying like we're not gonna be like trying to take y'all designers and take y'all look. We're gonna do it our way.
Right.
That's how you gain the respect. And that's what I tell the people. Don't try to be me. Yo, I'm trying to do this just like you. That's going to be hard for me to respect you. How you going to come to a nigga and tell him I'm trying to be you? That don't, you know what I'm saying? That don't resonate. So I think that it was healthy at that point because y'all were still beating the shit up. You was killing the R&B tapes. I told you, I met you, like, I've always wanted to do R&B tapes. I just didn't have the courage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was just healthy, man, because people had so much music to consume and it was coming from right here in Atlanta. And I was just happy for the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? There was so much music to consume. I was just happy.
And it's funny, man. Like we gotta pay all the homage and salute to D4L for that, man. The foundation came. Your olive branch of the DJ Scream Hood Rich brand. It came the D4L.
D4L and the Shawty Lo and the D4L was it. Me and Rip. It's a real family, man. You know what I'm saying? We laughed, we argued, it was real. Like it was a real family, and I'm proud of what happened because there was I don't think like people thought it could happen. Like even in Low passing, rest of soul, like the love that he was shown,
right,
for Beyonce to pay tribute and pay homage, just to see it still happen with the Gucci and Jeezy battle. It's like, that work he did wasn't in vain, man. He used to go hard. You know what I'm saying? He used to sit in them studios many of nights just, he wasn't by trade a rapper, but he figured it out. I told him, like, bro, you're figuring it out. Like but he's just being himself.
Right.
And he's being different. And that's what I always just try to preach. Like, what if he wanted to go be like T.I.? Sound like T.I.? Right. So I see so many kids chasing the little baby and chasing this now. It's like, nah, you got to figure out how you ain't necessarily got to compete with homie, but you got to figure out how you're going to sound and look different from homie if you want to elevate. You're not going to get nowhere being the little baby clone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me, man, what it was like recording with Low, like just the relationship, man, something, like that you learned from him, something that
2016 was just a party, bro. You know what I mean? Like I had to wiggle my way into the party. Mind you, you had your little babies and all them. They all from over there. Everybody used to be over there when they was kids. Everybody was over there. They was getting inspired by that shit. I'm just trying to get in and get the exclusives. Take it back to my spot because there's a party going. There's a lot going on over here, right?
Right.
So, but I think the thing about Low Man and even the whole 26-2 shot the stunt move Fabo, Brasky, Mark, Draco, what up? I think that everybody was just real genuine. Again, I'm coming from like the other side of town, so they don't have to embrace me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they had to. They was like, man, scream be on it. Like he knows shit that we don't know. Like, so I was in another world because you got to think digitally. I'm linked in from the soldier shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm starting to get love from publications. So like Source Magazine, Justo, Rest His Soul. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get accolades from just the mixtape thing, and people are starting to say, hey, this is what's going on in the South. You got these mixtape series, and this is what's going on. There's some people that caught on to it early. So yeah, the process was just a lot of times when you talk about music. Of course, I want to hear the music, but we just talking about regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a true friendship and shit. So
Right. That's dope, man. Okay, Hood Rich, popping in the streets, DJ Scream popping in the streets. I think we got real cool when we both was on the radio at the same time. At 107.9 when we used to go to those DJ meetings. I think that's when I think that's when we used to start doing our.
you got me my first residency, man. I still owe you a bag. You
I
got me
think
Miami, man. You said I got one for you because you was doing some booking shit.
Okay.
And I tore that shit down.
Wait, where was this at? I got you
Club Dream, Miami, Sierra.
I did that.
You did that.
I can't.
You don't even know. I'm gonna give you flowers. No, you did that.
Bro, you
like,
got.
yo, it's drums. I think it was drums too busy. She wants somebody else. It was either Sierra or Should. One or the other.
Sierra who?
Sierra or Should. Those were the promoters.
Oh, okay. All right.
One of them, you definitely.
Oh, Sierra down in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and tore that shit apart. They were like, we want you every week if we can, every month. I tore it apart. Y'all let me in Miami on the beach because I used to go DJ, but not on the beach. Like,
right.
I'm on the beach. I tore it apart.
That's what's
up. For that. I got you, something. I got you.
That's what's up. I remember we used to do club opera Thursday nights together.
Thursday nights. I just went into the new opera. Shouts to my partner, Big Bank. Shit
right.
show.
Right.
Beautiful. Still looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was looking up at the joint like memories, man. Like that stage, yeah, memories. Like we used to tear that shit apart too.
Kill that Thursday night. Kill it. So I'm trying to. So we got all those things popping, but even before that, Rick Ross came to you.
Yeah, Rick Ross came. It was 10. It was I had met him. Went down to the crib, just chopped it with him. And he was like, I like the way you're moving and shit, and I'm hearing what's going on. So I got some shit I'm putting together. I'm gonna get at you. So you know me hustling. I'm not sitting waiting. I'm just every rapper's talking, right? So I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. But it was crazy because a remix came out of Greenlight, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time. Like I'm just hustling, and then it says my DJ. It's Khaled, it's Infamous, it's Scream. And I'm like, it's who? What? Huh? What? This is the Greenlight remix now. So I think at the time it was Papa Smurf. Somebody, I ain't have his direct, but I just hit him like, yo, I appreciate that. He was like, yeah, no, he really likes you, man. And they really, the shit you're building, they love it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy at that time. I don't know if you'll see this or how you feel, but at that time, I had just finished doing some tapes with Plies.
Okay.
So me and Plies are talking. You know, he's a Tampa Bay fan, a Falcons fan. Mostly talked about that, just talking shit. You know how we do with football,
right?
And Ross people was kind of like hitting me. So Plies was actually trying to put together a situation for a Scream album. So basically, Plies and his brothers trying to sign me.
I never knew this. This is new information.
But this is where it goes because I probably would have done. Like I respect Plies' business savvy. I respect him. But Ross moves so fast. He calls. He says, I need your government name. I'm like, government? I need you to text me your government name and your date of birth or whatever you got going on. You got to fly down here today. I'm like, I'm hustling, bro. Fly down here today. Trust me. All right, I'm gonna fly to Miami. Sure, I'll fly to Miami. You know what I mean? So I get there. I don't know what's going on. Right? I'm thinking that in my head, he wants to do this mixtape and he wants to do it fast. Because you know how some artists are, right? Like me and Gucci used to do that Monday. We put on a mixtape Wednesday morning. So I'm thinking it's a mixtape shit. So I packed my mixtape bag. Like we feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So he like, nah, you see what's going on with Meek and Wale? I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That MMG shit's crazy. He was like, yeah, and I want you next. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'll give you out. You gotta put an album out, man. Like you gotta do it. DJ Clue, like you gotta do it. Like at least try. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh shit, I thought we was coming to do some mixtape. We gonna do that too. That's the easy part. That's what he said. That's the easy part. We gonna get to that. That's the easy part. And he had let me hear like Rich Forever records then like 8 months out. Like he was like, that's the easy part. I guess I'm so loaded up. At the time, he was like, I'm so loaded up. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? And we start just having a conversation about, you know, some different plays we could do. He spoke it all in. He was like, yo, we're going to do a mixtape. We're going to do an MMG tour. That shit going to be like how Backstage was. We're going to all go on tour. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to take this shit over. And just let me know if you want to be a part of it. I'm like, what do you think I'm going to say? Like, but it was weird because meanwhile at home, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting this conversation's going on with Plies and everything. But I think respectfully, people know it's business. And I got a lot of love for Plies, so I learned a lot from him too. We did what 2 or 3 crazy projects. You know what I mean? Showed me a lot of love. But at the time, you know, the MMG situation is just what made the most sense, and that's how that happened, bro. You know what I mean?
So then, you know, now DJ Scream is made. But I remember you called me. He was like, "Yo, bro, we used to have these talks," and you were like, "I'm about to make the move." I was like, "Bro, you gotta do that shit." I mean, you know, your decision was probably already made. I was like, "It's a no brainer." Yeah. You was by that time you was already on doing the radio thing and all that, right?
So what happened was I started doing Sirius in 05.
Okay.
Just whatever. I was actually XM technically. You know, eventually they merged and all that.
Right.
So they was like, we just want mixtape radio. You know what I'm saying? We already have you know, something going on the Shade Streets is watching. So I would give them, you know, something just different on my own accord. But locally, yeah, I hadn't received what I felt like the proper love from a radio perspective. A lot of people on radio used to say, stay away, right? You're independent. You can move how you move. You're making money. Stay away from the box of it. But I came up on it. Again, stretching by Beto. And so like, eventually I got to get on radio, man. It's just a bucket list thing.
Right. Right.
So it was Bill Black. I ran into Bill Black. Salute to Bill Black. And he was the person that started the conversation of, would you mix like on the Dirty Boys show? And I was like, yeah, what are we talking about? Like, would you mix on the Dirty Boys show? And I have to salute him because I think he was the acting PD at the time because they were in between.
Right.
And he put that play together. He said, I'm trying to go get everybody. We got affiliates. We need Hoodrich. We want you. We're going to want Spins. We want all of it. Like
my brother Spins.
Yeah, we want all of it. So, you know, that was a great time, man. You know the team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we did some Patriot shit for a year or two over there. Much love to it. We on iHeart now. We at the Buccaneers.
Right.
You know, we on iHeart now. You know what I'm saying? We had to move to the Buccaneers.
Yo, before even your transition into before even your transition into your new radio platform, let's talk about, you know, you started putting out these records. You know, we got Shining, Hoodrich, Anthem. Is this all going back to what you and Rick Ross was talking about?
Yeah. Shining came out on the MMG. Hoodrich, Anthem came out on the MMG. A lot of records came out on the MMG. What I learned from that experience was it is very difficult to put out a DJ album. Very, 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 very difficult. You learn who your friends are, right? The same people that called you and you moved for them like that. You know, it was a different energy. I learned a lot in that process. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of frustration. but I learned a lot, and it made me stronger as a businessman, and it made me stronger as in being a visionary to the future. Because I'm gonna be honest, as I was looking back at the Callis and the drums and everybody doing the records, I'm like, like, see, they're in a particular space for it. I started to learn the business. If you already have a top 10 record or top 20 record, then of course the artist is going to move faster. That's good for their legacy, right? If at the time, that's when the mixtape started getting weird. It was a little more digital. So you can't say you got the streets, right? I think the last like massive mixtape I did that Ross Rich Forever. I did a lot of joints, but I think the last massive one that shook shit up was the Migos shit, right? After that, the mixtape space just got weird. I mean, you got streaming, you know what I'm saying? So people is not, CDs is like, it's not as relevant as they used to be. So it was just a lot of weird energy and a lot of weird space. It came to a point, obviously, where I just thought respectfully, I was like, I want to do some more records and shit, but the Atlantic MMG screen, the whole thing is, we're not getting the album out, right? And I brought 2 albums for whatever reason, right? And a part of me too is I was ahead. The people that were on these albums were 21 Savage, and I was ahead.
Wow.
So for them, it's like, well, where's Future? Like,
wow.
I already Future's my man. Like I'm telling you what's next. I've got Pablo, I've got Dolph, I've got this, I've got that, I've got this, I've got all. I'm ahead.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, so respectfully, separation, and then I did honestly one of my proud records, man, because it was independent, and that was the Lit record with 21, Dolph, and Juicy. You know what I'm saying? Produced by Dirty Costello. What up? Oh, proud of that. Did it go top 10? Did it go top 20? Proud of it because it taught me what independent is and the structure of it. Made more money off that record than any of the records under the imprint. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how deals are.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So, and then not even that. Like I felt like, I remember telling people 21 is that guy, right? And there were doubters. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he felt it on his end. Him and Meezy too. They were doubters. Like 21's the guy. Like he's the guy. And it's kind of like I did it again. I had to prove it to myself. Kind of, sort of like, do I know what I'm talking about? Because I just told the label, am I tripping? Am I being too ATL to Atlanta? And I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? So, that was dope, man. From that space, I think by that time, from radio and media, I started to just start falling in love so deeply with the conversations I was having with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of started. That's how I kind of latched on. I started to watch like Larry King and 60 Minutes. Everybody, I'm watching all of it, not just the urban shit.
This is
like,
good shit. It's good shit right here.
Serious, and I said to myself, I said to myself, this has to be the new space. I always do a mixtape. If someone wants to do a mixtape, it makes sense. I've been doing some joints this year, but now I want to go into this space. You know what I'm saying? And granted, people were hitting me, you're good at this and so forth, but I'm really feeling it. And it started to evolve. The surreal moment where I was like, okay, I remember when I got the call, they're like, Janet Jackson's in town. If you're willing to get up really early tomorrow, I was like, bro, I'll go to the station now and sleep there. What do you mean, Janet Jackson? Like, you know what I mean? And that was a surreal moment because it was such a dope interview, and they wanted to do something unexpected for Janet, right? What more unexpected to say Janet Jackson will be on Hood Rich Radio today? You just can't digest that. You know what I'm saying? And then it was surreal just sitting taking a picture with her, and I was like, Janet, I would never ask this, but you got any advice that you was just keep going, don't stop. Cool, say no more. Janet said don't stop, so I'm not stopping.
do you feel like Janet Jack? What was big? What's DJ Scream's biggest interview?
Or it has to be the Janet for sure. I mean, huh?
No, I said it was the Janet.
No, that was definitely the Janet. The Gucci did a lot of numbers, but you know what was big too? More so the freestyle aspect of it was Megan, because I was on Megan early too.
Was.
And that freestyle went.
Who was on her?
That freestyle went. I did not know when she said, I'm gonna be honest, when she said "Give me get money," I kind of like rebuttal like, you know, there's Biggie's get money, like Notorious Big. Like, you sure you don't want like a nut? Give me Biggie, get money. All right, say no more. Cue up, get Biggie, get money. Told the engineer, cue it up. She went. That's
Mm.
when I knew she could go. I knew she could rap a little, you know what I'm saying? But oh, she could go. You know what I'm saying? So when you do radio, man, I feel like when you embody yourself into it, you got to think. I was touring at the time, and I literally sat down to touring to basically take a pay cut and do radio, like because I was a little burnt out. You know how that touring shit is.
Mm.
I'm living out a suitcase, and I'm becoming a family man and everything. And I went all in. Like I'm doing radio every day. They're like every day, like because I used to do weekly. Now, yeah, it's new, it's challenging. I'm frustrated. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't fucking know. I'm just, but it was good because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You remember
Right.
when you used to bring me on your show? You were like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I guess DJ Scream. Turn me up. I don't know, bro. I used to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Seriously, like I got in there, learn how to work boards, and I wanted to learn how every part of the vehicle operates to understand it.
Mm.
So when I got to a point of that, and of course I still do radio, then my next thing was, I got to figure out this podcast shit because I think that
Good.
allows me to have the conversations.
Whew.
That allows the conversations with people that
Here we go,
I can't play on radio. You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
You called me a year. I don't. It was like a little over a year ago. You was like, bro, I'm about to do this. I got this thing coming. I got this thing. Big facts.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Shouts to my brother Bank, man. Jay, what up, man? And to be honest, that's just a
Shout to
blessing,
both of
man.
them.
That's just the positive energy of when people used to ask me, how did you and Sense get together to do them dope parties? We just as black men got together and did some dope shit without egos. You see what I'm saying?
No egos.
So I've always been on that energy. Like I'm
Right.
not on that. I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's get some money together. Cool. Let's
Right.
try it.
Right.
If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Let's try it. Like
I think we
cool.
did all right. We did
No, we
pretty
did good.
good.
The only thing we didn't do was put cameras on them parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Bro,
only thing we didn't do.
remember we had a party. We had 2 Chainz, Young Dro, Rocco. We had some names.
We knocked out like 3 classic parties.
Right.
For sure. And then Spins will pull up. I think he brought Travis Porter one time or some shit like that way.
Yep.
We had like 2 or 3 classic joints for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, it was another question I had because I wanted to get into this Dirty Sprite thing before we got into Big Facts. Because I remember I was in the studio with you one time and you was like, Future.
Oh yeah, Future. And I salute Rip on that because Rip was front and center, like, yo, Future, trust me.
And shout out to my man Rip. And I just remember he was like, this, I'm telling you, this is it. And I met Future one time. Somebody brought him to the studio and I met him. It was around the same time. And then I clicked. I was like, oh, that's homie that came to the studio. And now Screen talking about it. He was like, yo, Dirty Sprite, I'm telling you, Dirty Sprite, I'm telling you. And the rest was history. So I just want to give you your flowers for that because I remember Screen was like, yo, this future. You see the plaque? You see the plaque?
Yeah. No. And it's beautiful that him and Spins was able to connect and make so much history. South to Spins, Metro, and
Right.
Southside. Like,
right.
Future killed him, bro.
Right.
He killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like he did what he was supposed to do. And 2 Chainz at that time and Waka.
Right. That whole era.
All these people that were moving around, hustling, trying to get to it, and I just be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all those brothers really did what they were supposed to do.
Right. And then so let's get into this Big Facts, man. First of all, you got the hottest podcast coming out of Atlanta right now, bro.
That ain't good enough. We need the hottest podcast in the world.
No, I said coming out of Atlanta. I didn't
coming out
of Atlanta. I didn't say in Atlanta. I said coming out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this is the home base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again, it's just ego aside. Just yo, Bank, what you doing with that podcast? Oh, yo, put it together. Let's it's simple. It wasn't hard to take a bunch of meetings and all this other stuff. We talked about it for some time, right? But it's just You know what I mean? And the conversations are pure and raw. You know, Bank is gonna ask you. So that's why some people haven't come yet, because they know he's gonna ask me. And I have to answer it, right? Or at least respectfully don't answer it, right?
Right.
And it mixes the vibe of, you know, we brought Jade in for the female perspective, like
Right.
it mixes the balance and the vibe of it, and
Right.
it's that raw conversation. I tell people we around hovering around 60.
Mm.
The shit we got coming
Mm.
is different.
Mm.
It's different. Big shouts out to Revolt, you know what I'm saying, making the TV moves so everybody can
Exactly.
see us every Wednesday on
Right.
TV. That's huge. And then big shouts out to Charlemagne. We're part of the Black Effect on the audio end with iHeart. You know what I'm saying?
I did not. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
exclusive.
big, bro.
Exclusive.
That's exclusive.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Oh man, salute. I love it, man. I love it. Woo, that's big deals being made, man. Talk about these as best as you can, because you know we don't want to give up too much information and stuff. But like, man, talk about these deals that took place and the just these opportunities that all came from this idea, man.
Um, I think again, like there were no expectations, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do something, we're gonna go hard, we wanted to be big, but there were really no expectations. You got to think that the whole world, like me and you probably met 2 weeks before the whole world shut down. Like,
We did.
so at that time, a lot of people were uneasy and everything, but I literally turned my fortress into, man, I have to go hustle. You know, so I got to figure. I turned my whole house into a fortress, a
Mm,
radio station slash podcast center
mm,
slash whatever you needed to be. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? Since I'm gonna be in the house, I'm not finna be in the house playing 2K, bro. That
Right.
ain't gonna happen, because
Right.
that's not gonna, at the end of this or whenever it clears up, it's not gonna do anything for me. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm-hmm.
So, I think that honestly, that was a blessing for Big Fast, because some of the people who had to wait to fly into Atlanta, this Zoom situation allowed us to get the Wiz Khalifas and to get
Mm,
the Gucci's and all this
mm,
other shit
mm,
quick. You know what I'm saying? So the podcast really went to another level
mm,
during the pandemic.
mm,
Truth be told.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's when the podcast went to another level. And now we just in the space where it's like, in the podcast game, I'm gonna be honestly, you're trying to make it to 50 episodes. So no matter, you can do the biggest episode in the world, episode one, but you gotta stay consistent. So I think that the people powers that be, when they were like, "You're on episode what?" Like, "Oh, y'all doing this shit for real?" Like they don't really get you to. It's like one milestone to hit 50, it's another milestone to hit 100. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think like, was it Joe Budden Drink Champs? They're on like episode 200 and some episode 1,000, and Joe Rogan's like on episode 1,000,000 and shit. It's like, this is different. But look, this is what we're built for. Because how many mixtapes? What, I should put out 4 mixtapes a week. So it's
It's the
not
same
like
hustle. It's the same
work.
hustle.
It's work. Don't be afraid of the work. That's what I'm telling people. Yo, that's a lot of episodes. I never said, yo, that's a lot of mixtapes. Rip said I need more mixtapes. Cool. And ask any questions. You know what I'm saying? Now we figured out how we can get more podcast episodes. How can we do more for our people?
Mm,
Don't be afraid of the work, man.
mm. Talk about Scream, man. One thing I've always admired about you, man. Talk about the element of team. You real. I've always you you empower a lot of DJs, man. You empower a lot of. You have a lot of people that help with whether it's your podcast, your radio shows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have your whole crew. I feel like I'm an honorary hood rich.
Sure.
You know what I'm
Sure. I
saying?
told you. I've been trying to get you to tattoo for the longest, man.
Oh, for real?
We've been trying to get you to the tattoo shop. It just, we got to find the right place and the right time,
Right. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But I mean, just talk about the element of just leadership and teamwork.
I think I consider, I think it's very important, and I think the best art comes from when you're, interacting with your family and friends. So, I don't consider Swamp Izzo just a DJ in Hoodrich. That's my brother, literally. Spins and Black Bill Gates and MLK and Princess Cut and DJ Black and Kid Joe and I don't want to forget nobody, Hoodrich Keem and T. Lewis and DP. My brothers, man. Like, don't call me on no music shit solely. You can call me on some music shit,
Right.
but you know, what's up, bro? How you doing? How your family doing? What you on? You know what I mean? You straight? That type
Right.
of shit. You know what I mean? Like that shit was like everybody was at my crib kind of just kicking it, and we decided to formulate it into, I guess, hood rich DJs. Something that there was never really the artist made that because it sounded good for them. The artists were like, that's the hood rich DJs over there. So we go to the Blue Flame, it'll be 2 or 3 of us. That's the hood rich DJs in the building. Like, you know, like they kind of created that. But for me, it's I'm a real student of this game. So I understand that if RZA or even Jay-Z Rockefeller, if like Jay-Z finding Kanye made Jay-Z look good, right? RZA having a whole ensemble and them being successful made RZA look good. It's not about them making me look good. It's just that this is dope. This is working. I'm tearing shit apart, but now Spins is ready to tear shit apart. And I told him the day when the futuristic movement started, this doesn't all the way, is not in complete synergy with what I do. So now's your time. And he tore shit apart. Mm-hmm. And there was a time when Swamp came and he tore shit apart. You know what I'm saying? Then King came. Like, so for me, it's just my guidance to them. People are like, what do you tell this? It's simple. It's go hard, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm not in your way. I'm here to help. If you need my help, if you don't, do your shit.
Right.
And I'll put them on my radio show and let them be front and center.
Right.
I'll let them do the big tape or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get on it? Actually, I don't. You shine. You know what I'm saying? I think that just comes with me being comfortable in my own skin. I don't have to, like, you know, some people come in the room and they have to tell you and explain to you, I'm dope, and here's why. Yeah. I'll come in the room, and if you ain't figured it out, then cool.
Great way.
Same shit I do on Clubhouse. If you ain't figured it out, then you know who that is? Hey, bro, either you know you don't.
Right.
And then yesterday don't matter. So I don't want to keep talking. I think an interview like this is cool to, you know, reminisce and talk. But I'm not finna be talking about this shit every day. I would only do this with someone like you in a special few. It's like, I want to talk about all that old shit every day. Right. It's cool to do sometimes. But I'm not finna, when I get off of this, next, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the art and the beauty of it, man. It's like, what did you accomplish today? I want to hear, yo, my LeBron went off last year. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. He got to win today. If he don't win today, they're going to be on his neck. When he lose one game, they're already on his neck. Falling off. Brady loses a game, you falling off. Then you got to go back into your space and exercise and show niggas.
Right.
That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but what better way to do it than with a team?
Right.
This ain't golf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't golf.
DJ Scream, man. I mean, you really put it in a whole nutshell, man. Right here. I appreciate you just for everything, the good information. Good solid hour, you know.
Yeah, I'm not good. I appreciate it, man. You know, since it's the brother, man, the trendsetter, when he lives up to the name, the trendsetter, there's a lot of trends that was set, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of different levels. I remember coming before I really knew you. What was the Tuesday spot you used to tear upside down, the R&B joint? Oh.
There's so many. I can't.
The Mark.
Ooh, you took it back.
The Mark.
You was coming to the Mark?
In the corner low drinking like, this nigga ill.
Yeah, you fucking shit for that.
In the corner low, like, this nigga vibing, boy. There was no such thing as a woman coming to the market sitting down. They dancing.
Right.
And I mean, you bringing back R&B joints that, and I forgot about this, sis. Where did you even find this? Like, you not playing this the radio shit. You playing like it was like the mixtape R&B vibe Tuesday nights at the Mark.
That was the whole game plan for that.
Yeah. And now you see the trendsetter.
Right.
Everybody got an R&B night. God bless.
Who you telling?
Everybody got an R&B night now.
Who you telling?
Everybody.
Hey, man. You know how it goes. How it goes, man. But appreciate you, man. DJ Scream, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Blessings and salute, man. I appreciate you, King.
This is what all the fuss is about.
You've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it.
The affiliates present
Trendsetter.
Live with Trendsetter Sense.